Are you working? What kind of work do you do?
I'm going to talk to you about some things that I've learned in my journey. Most from experience, some of them I heard in passing, many of them I'm still practicing, but all of them I do believe are true.
You're listening to Grit and Gain, the podcast for young professionals hungry for success. Join Marco Velasquez as he unpacks over 2 decades of climbing the corporate ladder, sharing lessons, tips, and strategies to help you accelerate your career.
Welcome to Grit and Gain, where your decision to tune in is an investment in your career, because true success comes from embracing the grit, doing the hard work, and earning the reward. I'm thrilled to bring you this very special episode, my 22nd show since launching Grit and Gain on October 1st, 2024. Today, we're reflecting on what brought us here. We're exploring the themes of committing to something bigger than yourself, persevering through challenges, and ultimately owning your success. And since this is our final episode before Christmas, I also want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Plus, I do have an update about what's next for the podcast as we head into the new year. But first, I want to take you back to where everything began with this podcast. You know, earlier this year, I attended an annual conference within my organization. It's a gathering that's led by, this year, 2 very inspiring C-level executives. Now, on the second day of the conference, one senior leader in particular, he was celebrated on stage for publishing a white paper on LinkedIn. Now, watching that recognition unfold, I thought to myself, I can do that. I can make that kind of impact. That single moment lit a spark. Now, I realized that with over 20 years of professional experience and a passion for creativity and audio production, I had the tools to create something meaningful, something that may eventually inspire others, something that could help strengthen my professional brand and ultimately leave a lasting mark. So I took a leap. I combined my expertise, my drive, and my creativity to launch Grit and Gain. Now, since then, I've released 21 episodes packed with lessons on grit, resilience, and actionable strategies to help you achieve your goals. And let me tell you, it's been one of the most rewarding experiences of my career. As we approach the end of 2024, let's take a moment to recognize where we are. There are 22 days left in the year. That's 22 days to reflect on what you've accomplished, recalibrate your goals, and own your success heading into 2025. This podcast has always been about embracing grit, earning the gain, and above all, taking responsibility for your journey. So with 22 days left in the year, and on our 22nd episode, funny how that works, let's break it down. When I started Grit and Gain, it wasn't just about me. It was about you, the listener. It was about creating something valuable that could inspire and guide others. Whatever your goals are, I challenge you to think beyond yourself. Maybe it's mentoring a colleague, tackling a bold career move, or leading with purpose. Growth happens when you serve something greater than yourself. Now, let's be real. This journey, it hasn't been easy. There were days when producing this podcast felt overwhelming. Deadlines loomed, self-doubt crept in, and I often wondered, will this even resonate? But here's the truth. Perseverance isn't just about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to quit. Grit is what keeps you moving forward when the path gets tough. Now, to those of you who've tuned in, you've shared episodes on your social media pages and with friends and colleagues, and even offered your feedback, thank you. Your engagement has turned this podcast into a community, and your stories have been a constant source of inspiration. Starting in January, and here's the update, Grit and Gain will shift to a weekly release schedule. So instead of 2 episodes per week, I'll release 1 episode every week packed with the same high-quality, actionable strategies to help you succeed. This change will allow me to focus even more on delivering content that's meaningful, impactful, and tailored to what you need most. And I want to hear from you. What topics would you like to explore on the Grit and Gain podcast? Over time, I also plan to expand Grit and Gain beyond the podcast, creating new opportunities to inspire and connect. But for now, the focus remains clear, delivering content that works. As we close out the year, think about how you'll use these final 22 days. Maybe it's finishing a project, strengthening a key relationship, or setting the stage for your goals in 2025. Whatever it is, remember this. Success isn't handed to you. It's earned, one intentional step at a time. And as you close this year, ask yourself, How can I commit to something bigger than myself? What grit will I need to persevere? And how will I own my success in 2025? From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of this journey. Knowing that this podcast serves as a mentor you can carry with you is a privilege I don't take lightly. So as you reflect on your journey, plan your next steps, and celebrate the season, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'll see you in January with fresh insights and a renewed commitment to helping you thrive. Until then, remember, embrace the grit, earn the gain, and always own your success.
Thanks for tuning in to Grit and Gain. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to rate the podcast and share it with a friend or colleague who's looking to grow their career. For more ways to fuel your career, visit gritandgain.com. And don't forget to email your questions or suggestions to gritandgainhq@gmail.com. Keep pushing forward. Embody the grit, earn the gain.